charge, late in the first half. I thought that was very impressive. It's something that we talk a lot about in practice, how you finish a half, and we in that last under the 4 huddle, we talked about winning the last 4 minutes. There was 3 and change left, and I think we spurted 12-0 to finish, which was huge to start breaking the game open. And then, in the second half, you tend to play the scoreboard a little too much, and I thought that we lost focus some. We gotta play a little better, late in the game, and some of that I think is to do with guys having to play more minutes than they've been accustomed to, and so there was an adjustment period with that, with some guys out. But overall, I was very pleased. I thought that what Daquan did tonight was pretty good in terms of just how he finished and his motor and his presence around the rim at both ends and his rebounding, and that big guy is legit threat for that team in the post, and I thought he played him very well straight up, and he just had a tremendous week of practice. He's had the best week of practice that I've seen from him. So leading into the game, not completely surprised by how good he played tonight.
Questions?
Do you often wonder how much a new guy making his debut with the team is going to come out, how he's going to come out and perform? In that first game, you talked about the practice time, but in that first game, you just never know, I guess.
Yeah, I think we went to him a couple of times early, by design to try and get him touches, and we thought we might have had an advantage in there, because he does have the ability to score on the block and finish, and then again our guards really do such a good job of caving the defense in and dropping the ball off, and when they went zone, we did pretty well in the first half with the high lows to him, and he was finishing. It just gives us more swag, when a guy is showing that type of athletic ability and finishing, and I think it just gives us something extra, and so it was great to see that from him tonight.
What pleased you about your team's defense tonight?
I thought we did a good job in terms of turning them over in the first half. They had 11 turnovers, which I think is attributed to what we've been preaching and asking from our guards with the ball pressure, and so that was solid. I didn't love our defense in the second half. I thought we gave up too many drives as the game wore on, so we got to clean some things up at that end of the court. Again, Daquan had a couple of nice blocks as well, which it's good that he's thinking about protecting the rim.
You mentioned the swag that Daquan brings, but on that one block where he swatted it into the stands, what were you thinking on that play?
Yeah, I mean, I just I like the intimidation factor that gives your defense when guards think twice about going in there. If you got a guy that's above the rim, that's a presence that way, and he could do that. I think Vitali is a more of a position guy, but has really good size and wingspan, and then Melo would be another guy that we could depend on to play better defense around the basket as opposed to what we did last year.
Coach, Remy Martin looked very comfortable out there. How much do you think playing with an older group of guys in the backcourt has elevated his level of play?
Yeah, I mean, I think that helps. I think the competition that we have in practice and those guys competing against each other every day pushes them to keep getting better. And Remy is very, very confident, very believes in himself. And he's played in a lot of big games, not like a freshman that was in the middle of nowhere and didn't play against anybody. He's played against elite competition in high school for years, and usually the transition to this level is easier when something like that happens. But he's just he had a really solid floor game again. Just he had one stretch where he had a couple of turnovers, and I got mad at him. Just because I haven't seen him make a lot of bad decisions even as fast as he plays, so I was surprised that he turned it over twice in a row in the second half. But other than that, he was really good.
Coach, what do you believe will be the key in unlocking this team's full potential?
I think it's just bringing the whole group together. It was again we had to revert back to some of our smaller lineups, last year for larger stretches in this game, and we'll still do that some this year, but again, because of guys not being available tonight, it kind of forced our hand. And hopefully we'll get everyone back in. And you know, it's a big game on Tuesday, so we want to. You know, we're hoping to get everyone on the floor real soon.
Do you expect Romello to play?
Romello is, you know, he had a good workout today, you know, good skill workout this afternoon. He's doing great. He's doing all the right things. We're, you know, we're hopeful he'll be out there soon, and you know, he'll get some practices under his belt leading into this game. But he's still game to game at this point.
And Kamani's, what's his health situation?
Yeah, Kamani, you know, it was really difficult yesterday because he, you know, he hurt his foot, and you know, he's put in so much work. He you know, in the preseason, you know, he loves the game. You know, wanted to be out here for his first college game, and so you feel terrible for him that he couldn't play. But he's walking very good. You know, even in the boot right now. So what we're going to do with Kamani is just, you know, be very conservative through the weekend, and then he's going to get reevaluated on Monday, and then we'll see where we're at for Tuesday's game.
Coach, you said you guys wanted to work on rebounding in the week before this game. How would you assess your team's rebounding tonight?
I thought it was pretty good, and we got some long rebounds. We got some hustle offensive boards, which got us some second possessions, our guards, and then also Daquan just tipping them back out. So that was nice to see. Wasn't happy we didn't rebound a free throw, I think, in the second half. You know, we can't afford to do those things, you know, especially on Tuesday night. So it's a work in progress. I think Daquan's presence, and even, you know, Vitaly Scheibel's really, you know, good offensive player. You know, didn't get a lot of opportunities, and was dealing with the 2 fouls in the first half, but he ended up with 7 defensive rebounds. So it was great for him that he was able to do that. And you know, again, hopefully when we get, you know, Romello back at some point, and then Mickey Mitchell is another guy that's going to help our rebounding, our defense.
Were you happy with the number of threes that were shot?
I thought that the majority of the threes we did take were quality threes. They were off kind of driving kicks. I think we had a couple in the first half against a set defense that came off 1 pass or 0 passes, and we're trying to limit those type of shots, and it didn't result in a made field goal. But in the second half, I thought we had good looks and we didn't make them. I think that our guards are capable of shooting better percentages from 3, and I think they will, you know, as the season wears on.
Obi did a lot of great things for you last year, but he just really didn't have that deep post presence. Is this already showing you what this team's going to be able to do more than what you could do last year?
Yeah, I mean, just because he is, you know, Daquan has a feel for playing around the basket, and he wants to play around the basket, and you know, I think that was the battle that Obi and I, you know, fought, was convincing him to go down and battle under the rim, and he could step away and do some things, and that's what tempted him to want to play away more. But Daquan, you know, he knows his game, he understands his game, he realizes that that's where he excels right now, and he's willing to go down there, so that's a plus.